In 1986, a series of strange events began to unfold in the home of Tina Bowen, who was 15 at the time, and her younger sister Karen, who was only 9. Mysterious incidents involving moving and disappearing items left the sisters wondering if a ghost might be the source. But their father, Frank, he dismissed these occurrences as products of their overactive imaginations. However, everything took a chilling turn on December 8, 1986. Out of nowhere, a teenage boy with spike hair would just materialize inside the Bowens family residence. The boy then herded them into an upstairs bedroom. The intruder sported face paint and brandished both a hatchet and a wrench. Panic ensued, and Tina Bowen managed to escape through a window, swiftly contacting the police. Yet, by the time law enforcement arrived to investigate, the intruder had vanished into thin air. 2 days later, the father, Frank Bowen, returned to the home to retrieve some personal belongings, only to be met with a really eerie sight. That same intruder, 16-year-old Daniel LaPlante, was gazing out from a second-floor window directly at him. However, this time, police managed to apprehend him, discovering LaPlante hiding within a concealed wall cavity in the family's bathroom. Shockingly, he had secretly taken up residence in their home for several days, all the while tormenting the family before finally revealing himself. The cramped space where LaPlante had concealed himself was barely large enough for him to squat in place, and appeared he'd been sleeping there. All the while, the unsuspecting family continued to use the bathroom. Creepy. LaPlante was arrested and sent to juvenile detention, but received a relatively lenient sentence. However, the horrors were far from over. A year later, in 1987, LaPlante committed a gruesome act, murdering a woman and her 2 young children in their own home. For these heinous crimes, he was sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms in prison. While incarcerated, LaPlante took up the practice of Wicca, adding yet another layer of intrigue to his already chilling story. In the autumn of 1970, a young woman named Donna Dahl vanished without a trace after leaving her job at the school library on October 2nd. Donna, a 21-year-old senior at Northern Illinois University, had a very promising future ahead, pursuing a degree in Russian with dreams of becoming a teacher. However, her life took a tragic turn. 9 days after her mysterious disappearance, Donna Dahl's lifeless remains were discovered in a desolate cornfield, situated roughly a mile from the university. The coroner's report pointed to a cause of death as suffocation, suggesting it may have involved a bag or a pillow. But that puzzle has missing pieces. Strangely, no fibers were found within Donna's mouth, casting doubt on the suffocation theory. Additionally, her autopsy revealed the presence of a substance in her system that justified identification. Perhaps one of the most perplexing details of this case was the revelation that Donna had consumed a staggering 5 to 6 pounds of potatoes shortly before her demise. Despite diligent efforts, the identity of Donna's killer remains an unsolved mystery, and this haunting mystery continues to elude closure as the case still remains open. In October 2000, 2 Texas women, both named Mary Morris, were murdered in separate but eerily similar incidents just within days of each other. Both victims, aged 48 and 39 respectively, were known for their kindness and professionalism, with no apparent enemies. One was found burned in her car, the other shot dead in her vehicle. Despite extensive investigations, no substantial evidence surfaced, leaving both cases unsolved. The prevailing theory suggests that Mary McGinnis Morris's husband, Mike Morris, may have orchestrated the murders, hiring a hitman who tragically targeted the wrong Mary Morris first. In January 1966, a particular turn of events spared Philadelphia man named Calvin Jones from facing murder charges in a highly unusual twist of fate. Jones had been initially accused of the murder of his then-girlfriend, 23-year-old Sarah Colbert. It appeared he had brutally beaten her to death with a rubber hose. However, the autopsy revealed a startling revelation. Jones' assault hadn't been the cause of her demise. To everyone's astonishment, the coroner's examination disclosed that Sarah Tolbert had succumbed to sickle cell anemia precisely at the moment she was being subjected to the violent assault. This astonishing revelation led to Jones receiving a reduced charge of assault and battery rather than the more severe murder charge. In 2007, a disturbing chapter unfolded in Bolingbrook, Illinois, when Stacy Peterson mysteriously vanished from her home. Suspicion inevitably pointed toward her husband, Drew Peterson, although there wasn't sufficient evidence to secure a conviction for Stacy's murder. However, the intense scrutiny generated by her disappearance unearthed some unsettling details surrounding the death of Drew Peterson's third wife, Catherine Savavio. This renewed investigation yielded enough evidence to finally bring Drew Peterson to justice, leading to his eventual confession to the murder of his fourth wife. Yet the perplexing twist in this strange saga is that 9 years prior to Stacy's disappearance, her mother, Christy Cales, had also gone missing under eerily similar and still unsolved circumstances.